So you were on intermittent fasting for a few weeks and everything seemed to be great, and then your weight loss just seemed to stop. Well, if this is you, then it could be because you're making one of these three mistakes that people commonly make that cause their weight loss to plateau. And today I'm going to share with you what you can do to break through that weight loss plateau and start losing weight again. So let's get into the video. Hey guys, so before we get into the video, my name is MrFitness, the body transformation specialist, and on my channel I talk a lot about weight loss. But I also talk about a lot of other topics related to weight loss. So if you want the absolute best information on how you can lose the most amount of weight the quickest, then you're definitely going to want to consider subscribing to my channel and hit that bell notification so you never ever miss another weight loss tip. Now with that being said, let's get into the video. So to keep it simple, a weight loss plateau is simply your body adjusting, your body getting used to what you're doing. And no matter what type of diet you're on, whether it's low carb, whether it's the traditional American diet, whether it be, intermittent fasting, your body's going to adjust, and that means your body's going to compensate for the amount of calories you're taking in. So if you're not taking in enough calories or what your body requires, your body's going to slow your metabolism so you burn less calories. So that's the simple answer on what a plateau is, but as you probably guessed, it's never that simple. So here's the 3 reasons why you might have hit a weight loss plateau on intermittent fasting and what you can do about it. So the first reason is you might have slacked off a little bit on tracking what you eat. So one of my old employees used to always tell me that if you can track it, you can change it. So oftentimes in the beginning of most diets, we're super motivated, where we want to do all the things, and we want to do all the things in the right amounts. We want to do everything the way we're supposed to the letter. But oftentimes as time goes, we start to get a little bit more relaxed on, let's say, our eating window or the amounts of foods that we eat within that eating window. And that's where the trouble starts. We start eating a little bit of extra this and a few extra calories of this and the extra sugar and the creamers in our coffee and the extra ketchup on this. It's the small things that we don't really account for that tend to make up the biggest difference, because every little bit, every few days does add up and makes a big difference in the long run when it comes to your weight loss. You gotta remember that the devil's in the details and every little thing counts. So if you were my client and I was coaching you, here's what I'd recommend you do. And if you're looking for a coach and you'd like MrFitness to be your coach, then click the link down below in the description. So for the next 3 to 5 days, here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down everything you eat, and I mean everything. If it's got calories in it, it needs to go in your journal. The reason why this is so important is it's gonna make it easier for you to figure out where you might be coming up short or where you might be overdoing it, and it's going to allow you to make adjustments to your program. The next thing that might be slowing down your weight loss progress or causing you to be at that plateau is your food choices. So you've probably heard the saying before that a calorie is a calorie, and it's not. A calorie is not a calorie. Well, a calorie is a calorie, but all calories are not created equal. These 3 cookies right here have 234 calories in them, but so does this 5 ounces of chicken. So if a calorie was a calorie, then these 2 foods would have the same effect on your weight, but it doesn't. And the reason it doesn't is because of a hormone called insulin. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, then you've heard me talk about insulin. And insulin is our fat storage hormone. And insulin's main job is to keep our blood sugar in check, to keep our blood sugar under control. And the main macronutrient that causes our bodies to produce insulin is carbohydrates or sugar, or carbohydrates and sugar. Now, I know your diet might not consist of carbs like sugar and cakes and cookies and donuts and brownies. Well, it might not consist of those things only, but if you're eating things like starchy carbohydrates like bread, like rice, like pasta, like potatoes, then it's pretty much just as bad. It's the same exact thing. And although intermittent fasting isn't about what you eat so much, it's more about when you eat. But the quality of what you eat is just as important as when you eat when it comes to weight loss. So if your food choices are stopping you from losing weight, here's what I want you to do. The first thing I want you to do is increase the amount of fiber that you eat. You see, eating more fiber is going to help you feel full longer, which is going to help reduce your appetite, which is going to cause you to eat less, which in turn is going to help lead to weight loss. The second thing I want you to do is to eat more protein. You see, protein works by helping to increase certain hormones in our body that make us feel full longer, and also increasing hormones in our body that decrease our appetite, causing us to eat less, which causes us to lose weight. And the third thing I want you to do is make sure you're eating less sugar. So when I talk about sugar, I'm not just talking about the sweet stuff. I'm talking about anything that has carbohydrates in it. So bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, and the sweet stuff. You want to limit those foods because those foods cause our body to produce insulin. And remember, insulin is our fat storage hormone. So the lower we can keep our insulin levels, the less fat our bodies store, and the more fat our bodies will burn. And the third thing you might be doing that could be causing your weight loss plateau on intermittent fasting is eating too many calories at the later part of your eating window. So the majority of people that do some form of intermittent fasting will have an eating window that leads more towards the later part of the day. An eating window that probably starts somewhere in the afternoon, but ends somewhere around the dinner time. Now, the reason why this is a problem is because the later it is, the slower our metabolism is. And the more calories we eat while our metabolism is naturally slower, the less our bodies burn and the more our bodies store. So the easiest way to fix this is to shift your eating window to the earlier part of the day, where maybe your eating window starts at what would be considered a late breakfast and your eating window ends at what could be considered a late lunch. The reason why this is so much better is because you're eating the majority of your calories during the part of the day where your metabolism is the fastest, which means you're going to be burning more of those calories, using more of those calories for repair and for energy, and storing less of them, leading to less fat gain, which means more fat burn. So guys, those aren't the only 3 mistakes that a lot of people make. There's many different mistakes that a lot of people make that stop them from losing weight on intermittent fasting. And maybe I'll make more videos about this topic in the future. But I got a question for you. Which of these intermittent fasting mistakes do you think you could be making that could be causing your weight loss plateau? Comment below and let me know. And if you're trying to lose weight, then you've probably thought about counting calories, and maybe that could be a strategy to help you lose weight faster. Well, check out this video right here where I talk about counting calories and does it really work for weight loss. Check it out right here.